Good morning, Sandy Harrick. Welcome to Coffee, Tea, and Me.
Good morning, Dana Iwana. Francisco, how are you? And thank you for getting me here.
You are welcome. Take it away. It's your Tuesday show.
Okay, so I just want to acknowledge to everybody, I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I was video taping this over live on Facebook, and I went for 8 minutes thinking I was live, being charming and so powerfully profound. And Dana finally checks in and goes, "Where are you?" Obviously somewhere out in time and space. But I'm here now, so let's catch up. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Sandra Harrick, and you are listening to my show here at Coffee, Tea, and Me. And that part of the show that I like to bring everybody into is that part of what are you thinking? What's going on in your world? Let's sit down. Let's have a chat. Let's explore the psyche, the mind, the heart, and the soul. And I am thirsty. So one of the things that Dana always likes me to do is to take a few moments to take a meditation to bring you in. So what I was talking about is what I will offer a meditation about. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you would like. And just allow yourself and even my adrenaline to slow down. Become a part of the breath between each other, the minds of each other, and most importantly, the hearts of each other. And there is Gabriel. Good morning, my love. To take the next breath is to inhale the universe. It's to inhale everything that Mother Earth has in her, because all it has is the absolute reality of the exhale of all around us. As we inhale, we are breathing in everything that has just taken and offered an exhale. So we are connecting. We're breathing each other in. We're breathing in the intelligence that is available, the conduit that surrounds all of us. And we're sharing our hearts, our souls, our sense of each other, and most importantly, our reality that we are here all together right now. In quieting yourself, I ask to allow yourself just to experience what you're feeling in the moment. And to be able to let yourself know what your feeling is. And to know that if and when we are brave, we can hold the reality of our feeling, so that we are responsible and accountable to ourselves for sharing it, experiencing it, and being a part of its reality. We come out of denial of who we are and explore it. So bring that feeling to the show. Bring your heart to the show. And let's continue. Open your eyes when you're ready. And welcome. So what's on my heart today, what's in my coffee cup, is really the reality that we are at a time that is so incredibly expansive and so incredibly connected all at the same time, that there is a spectrum of reality that is vast. There is an awareness of global reality. There's an awareness of community reality. There's an awareness of social reality. And it is giving us an opportunity to identify ourselves, to explore ourselves. And one of the two things that in my practice and speaking with people in sharing this quantum shift that we are in here in America, in the political spectrum, the social spectrum, but more importantly, the spectrum of the voice. The spectrum of the identity to say we are in a shift. But it's not about one side or the other. It's about a flow. It's about an unearthing. And it's really the unearthing of the feminine and the masculine coming together for a unifying experience rather than an either or. This is literally a time where the dominance of the feminine or the anger and dominance from the female that is feared is being challenged and revealed and reviewed as we as a feminine culture, and I'm speaking to the male and the female of both species, the he, she's, the we, she's, whatever your gender is and how you identify, that there is a new radius, a new circumference of who we are and why we are, in saying, I will no longer just be what you tell me to be. I will no longer be controlled by a patriarchal assumption that it has the power that can dominate and identify me as obedient or as a rebel because I choose to say who I am rather than be kowtowing to what I'm told to be. That is what is the chaos in what's happening in our world. And it's also the chaos that brings the vibrant opportunity for change in the spirit, in the soul, and the hearts of every single being that has chosen to be here right now. You are on time. You are on time. My generation, I'm 71 years old, my generation is finding the time to complete something that we're here for and to stir the fire for those that are coming in and saying, well, I wonder who I will be. Well, we're giving you the very vibrational rub that will activate something inside you if you've been dormant or if you've been quiet, to say, I don't want the old, I want what I am, not even the new. I want the you. I want the me and me and the you and you to define and collaborate and even wonder what it is that we, as we become an adult, a thinker of our own, rather than the product of what we have been precisely educated away from, to say you have to be this in order to be something, to not necessarily rebel, as all rebellions are available for every society, with every culture, every generation, to rebel against, which is the art of nature, spirit and soul, against that which says, you will be my child, you will do it, my house, get out, my way, I ask why, because I say so. It's like, this is the time to start thinking for yourself, rather than just be angry you're not given the space to exist. We now have the space to exist. It is that time. And what's phenomenal, because again, I'm seeing it within my practice and within the community, that there is a striking of the chord of the soul that is so refined that it's a tremor. And it's not something that is, should I say, something to fear. It's something to endear. Because this is the new striking of the chord, like the bell toll that rings and say, announcement, announcement. When a bell or a drum really are struck, it vibrates through us. I'm starting to belch. Good work. It's not something we hear on the outside of us. It's something that comes into us, strikes our inner ear. And then people who can't even hear, that are deaf, can feel the vibration of a drum strike their body. They can move through the vibration of the sounds through floorboards, or through the fact that their skin, their heart, their soul feels a frequency. This is what's happening to us. And I am very acutely incredibly acutely aware that this vibration is activating the voice to speak, and it's also telling others, I have no identity at all. How do I disappear? How do I dissolve? I'm scared to exist. This is one of these times where life is a fountain gushing forward, and a place where people are taking their lives at such a rapid speed that it almost feels like a social, spiritual genocide. Of the very individuals that are here to take on the next realm of consciousness on this earth, in this universe. And so I ask for a pause. I ask for, when you feel this quiver, to not just be petrified for it or be so zealous with it that it drives you into something that makes you lose control, but to interact with it, have a conversation with it, associate with it, so that it brings you to the responsibility of what it is you're choosing, or feel cold-heartedly aware, crystal clean. It's time not to hide anymore. It's time not to fear anymore. It's time to risk being who I am. And in that risk, in that awareness, please come out and ask, who are you that I'm facing with this energy? Where am I that this energy is now expressing itself? Who do I affiliate with? Who do I associate with? Who is my spirit aligned with? Why is my soul quickened here? And it's not a stopping when I say pause. It's a regulating the consciousness so you can have an association internally to navigate the direction you're moving toward. And also to give the people in your world the opportunity to meet you and you meet them, so it's not just a sonic boom and overwhelms. As we go to the other side of the spectrum too, where the shock of the suicide is so overwhelming, when people say, I didn't see it coming, I didn't know it was happening, and all of a sudden there's this black hole of existence, where what we thought was existing is now annihilated. That if you are in that place where the chord that is struck inside you has been activated so deeply, vibrating so chaotically inside you, it is the trauma of something, because the cry right now is, listen to me where I have been hurt, rather than assume you have the right to just keep hurting me. Listen to the fact that this wound is real, rather than tell me it's an imagination or I'm exaggerating. And when that hurt is felt, to know that our responsibility as someone who is feeling the pain, that if we always go to our abusers who's giving us the pain, they'll know we're vulnerable and they will continue the pain. You need to find an ear, a heart, a core of association that can hear that you are in pain and have the empathic intelligence and the physical tenderness to hold that space without damaging you, but allow you to find a way to heal. So there is not just the result of taking your life as the outlet of, how do I handle this? You find an outlet in life so that the pain can die off, the predator can die off, and that you can survive. These are options. They are not absolutes. In the beauty of who we are in this time, in the challenge of these times, not just politically, I am so clear, clean, and precise in knowing I am not speaking politically. I am speaking energetically for the masculine and the feminine, for the identity of a harmonizing, so that the woman doesn't have to be the only being carrying the heart, the bleeding heart, and to have the heart be denied consciousness experience, or harden the heart so that it becomes so masculine, it becomes the very thing that it's seeking in order to communicate with, and has to identify itself as its own protector or adversary or the avenger and the warrior. Feminine hearts in men and women are exhausted having to do that. And they are also vibrant with, yes, let's connect. Not necessarily in the old way, in a new way. Not in, if I have a strength, you're dominated as a man, or if I have a strength, then I'm weak as a man to show my heart. These labels are so primitive, and they are the very labels that are being pulled off of the heart of the issue like a scab that needs to be removed so that the pus or the debris or the illness that keeps us separated from seeing each other, loving each other, talking to each other, even ourselves first. The fear of feeling our wounds has become a psychological epidemic. The fear of knowing who we are is no longer going to allow us to exist, because there's so much opportunity now to affiliate ourselves with wisdom that is from the core of change, available to finally start speaking and embracing who you are. It is so important to know that you would like to be embraced rather than just hope someone would come embrace you, and familiarize yourself with the fact that the touch is honest. And what that means is, so many people come to me and say, I'm scared to open my heart. Oh my God, I've been hurt so many times. Oh my God. All that is true. And part of our soul is going through the chaotic warfare of our karmic history with what is it that gives us life. Life has pain. Life has goodness. There's nobody that can escape that. It's part of our society's need to experience the way life is. But how do we stay alive while life gives us these spectrums? How do we live a life that then becomes wise from the experience rather than activate some demise because we've had to experience it? People who are so angry about having being hurt stay within that hurt, angry the rest of their lives, rather than be able to somehow grow and associate and develop some kind of karmic wisdom or just human wisdom of, yes, this happened to me. Yes, it hurt. And there's more out here to explore. There's more out here as I'm available, cautious. You don't have to, say, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to just open myself up and I'm going to go back to my abusers and say, I'm ready to love. And they go, great. You need to start choosing where you open your heart to respectfully, slowly. So it's just like when you learn to walk in new shoes. They adjust to you. You adjust to them. You try it on. And you do not hold the other person responsible for making certain you're not hurt. You hold yourself responsible for knowing that this is uncomfortable, let me share it with you. This hurts, let me share it with you. So you educate each other on who you are. And if you're on fire and you're blasting through and you feel good and everything else, you still need to educate people. and be aware of your environment and listen, backtrack. Wait a second, this, wait a second. Let's be quiet for a moment and reconnect. We are in a global, spiritual, conscious agitation that is the very friction of the yin and the yang that's saying this is the space for the spark that is next. And the human souls, animals, species, earth, we're all here together in a time that if anybody thinks the world can't be destroyed, you have to look in history and look at how easy the incredible quality of a life so filled with foreverness in the assumption that it has been built to last forever is now an ancient building, something from another century, another form of belief systems, religions, governments, and have fallen down and are in the archives of a book. This is what happened then. It is incomprehensible for me to even conceive that the arrogance of who we are right now assumes that we are the only thing that exists and will exist forever. That is that denial of humanness that says, I'm going to do it the way I want, and this is the way it is, and don't anybody get in my way. Well, time gets in our way. Time keeps coming. Time keeps us moving. Light keeps going light and dark. Cold keeps going cold and warm. The frictions of energy consistently collaborate, and we need to be aware that this is one of these magnificent times of radical opportunity and change. And I ask from the bottom of my heart, and the crest of that place in my soul that is here, right on time, for those that are challenged with the choice of life, to know that it is a choice. It's not an absolute. It is a, where do you find someone to listen or have the compassion that it is over for you? And not be so hostile if you need to leave. There has to be empathy here, but I ask you first to reach out and know there's availability in ways that you wouldn't never even conceive, to touch and be kind, to invite you to heal so that whatever it is can expand and continue your life. And for those that are on that place of, I can't stand change, I can't bear change, it only has to stay the same. That defiance or that holding on to the identity is viable, it's logical, and it's also a pattern that says it's going to change no matter what. So it's 10:02, and I'm seeing that means my time is up. I will catch up with you next month. I'm going to be on the show tomorrow with Dana on our show. I love you all. Breathe. And have respect for you where you are, rather than just an expectation that everybody has to take care of us. This is a great time for Spirit to say, be you. Have a great day, everybody. See you next month. Coffee, Tea, and Me. You can find me at sandraharrick.com. Bye.